I would encourage you really to take your classes seriously and to consider doing much more with your language. People think that learning a special French is just for fun. There is so much more that can be done with the language. Yeah, when you have it, you can do so much more.
Okay, that is good to know. Très, très bien. Merci beaucoup. So let me just underline that Edouard is a document translator. Yeah, he's a document translator. The ones who do documents, French, English, English, French. So, Wamboy, Nancy, est-ce que tu as des questions pour Monsieur Edouard?
Monsieur Edouard, how long has it taken for you to master the French language? Because we are still beginners and we are looking at how long will it take us to be able to speak fluently. We were trying to see the end of the tunnel for this.
Well, one, I must say that it's quite impressive to hear what you guys can already do and speak. Seems Monsieur Ndre is doing a good job.
Merci.
Yes, there is hope. I could hear you responding and also engaging in the conversation. Well, for me, I began when I was in high school, but then after that, I had to do more of study and enhance my language through practice. So I met people in campus with whom we practiced, and that's where I mastered. So that's where the place of practice comes in, because as much as I had spent 4 years in high school learning the language, I could still not speak as fluently. But because then I got to interact with people, I was able then now to master it more perfectly. But what I could say is the place of practice and engaging with one another, engaging with all forms of media that you can come across. Yeah, but I believe with the programs at Bonjour, the levels that are given there, you should be able to master it well by the time you're done with your education there.
Très bien, merci beaucoup. Ça c'est clair, Wamboy?
C'est clair.
Ah, une autre question, Wamboy ou Nancy?
In 5 years, seeing as we are improving the tools, like for instance, Google Translate right now can translate what you say to it in almost near time. Do you still, okay, for now, I see the need for translators, but in 5 years, as we improve these tools such that it can translate in almost real time, do you foresee a need for translators, or is it because you guys can put into context what someone is saying? Because I know sometimes translators, the grammar comes out a bit weird. In 5 years, where do you see yourself?
In 5 years' time, the machine translators will be way better than they are right now. 5 years ago, they produce awkward translations, but now it's growing better and better every day. For major languages like English, French, Spanish, because they're being worked on almost every day. So I could say that there could be much more enhanced translations then, but then that wouldn't still replace the human translator, because as you understand that language is dynamic, language grows also, language develops, and there are new words every day, which means that there will still be a human translator to put into context what is being said. And you see the other forms like literature and literary translations, which will definitely need a human being. You wouldn't expect a machine to translate a poem perfectly and still retain the beauty of the poem. Yeah, so I foresee a situation where we'll have better translations, yes, but that will still work hand in hand with the translator.
Last question. Would you recommend for someone to, like, let's say, go stay in a country for 6 months, like let's say France? Would that improve the speed at which you learn this language? Because now there you're forced to speak to people, you're forced to adapt very quickly. Would you think that's a faster way to learn this language?
Definitely, that would be an advantage for especially a student, because one, you're able to put into context what you have learned in class. you're able to apply it more. So if one would have an opportunity for a linguistic visit and stay, that will be a good opportunity to grab, so that you're able to improve more.
Très, très bien. I like something that he mentioned. If he had not mentioned, I would have asked him. I would have asked about the profitability of the sector. It's good that he mentioned it himself. So we will be looking for you, Monsieur Edouard, to buy us lunch one of these days. Yeah.
Okay, why not? So that we can be able to discuss more.
Très, très bien. Merci, merci infiniment.
De rien, et merci beaucoup de m'avoir invité ici.
Pas de problème.
Je suis vraiment ravi. Oui, oui.
Voilà, ça c'est parfait. Donc, on va continuer avec la classe maintenant. Donc, je te souhaite une excellente soirée. Hein.
Merci, à vous de même.
OK.
Bonne continuation.
Voilà, à plus.